Hey guys, welcome back to another strategy testing video. Today we got one sent in by one of my long-term subscribers. This is sent in by Craig Watts. It's called Dual Strike Dozens. One of my favorite ways to play is using dozen bets. So I was very excited when he sent this to me because he does align very similar to how I prefer to play. And many of you guys already know that follow this channel. I do tend to lean on the conservative side. I am looking for very low volatility strategies that don't need a ton of bankroll, but still make consistent profit. Now, with that being said, this has been his go-to strategy that he's been consistently winning with, and it is low roller friendly and it can endure long losing streaks. So essentially, he took the idea of running independent progressions per bet, and then he coupled it with a D'Alembert ladder with a 2 dozen strategy. And the profit goals that he's looking to make, in his words, is 50 quid. So we are looking to make a $50 per session profit. And because I was so excited when he sent that demo video of him breaking down this strategy, I went ahead and did a little pre-test on my app, on my phone, had very low volatility. So I'm going to just set that bankroll at $100, try to get $50 out of this session. If I achieve that $50, it's going to be a success. And let's see how it runs today. If it runs well, this might be something that I go ahead and implement into the software, and then we could do some more in-depth testing and put it against some real spin data so we could stress test it and see where that breaking point is on this strategy. Because looking at it on the surface right now and the little testing that I've done so far, it looks like a solid strategy. I do already have some tweaks and modifications to this that I think would play well because, like I said, I love the dozen bets, and I've done a lot of analysis on dozens specifically on real spin data that I've showed on previous videos. I'll go over and I'll recap that information at the end of this test run, and I'll give you some of my ideas, modifications, and tweaks that I have. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. This is called, again, Dual Strike Dozens from Craig Watts. So let's go ahead and set things up and see how this runs today. Okay, so we are back on the virtual felt table. We are using dollar bets. Again, this is low roller friendly. Of course, you could adjust the bet unit size to whatever you wish. If this runs well, like he said it would, and it has a low volatility, these are the type of strategies that I favor the most because you then can be a little bit more aggressive with that unit size. But for today's test, we're going to set that bankroll at $100. We're going to shoot for $50 in profit. We're not going to reset in a new session profit. We're going to play it all the way through until we get $50 or we bust. All right, starting session at 0. First bet placement, we look at the board. We got a 4 and 26. Let's go ahead and start there. So we're picking 2 dozens to start, and the bets are going to be offset. So go ahead and put $1 or 1 unit on the first dozen. That's the last one to hit, and then we'll put 2 units on the next. So we're starting at an offset number. All right, spin number 1. Let's see how this test goes today. Looking for $50. And of course, we start off with the double zero. Unlike any other number, it still loses. It just happens to be painted green. So don't get too upset about it. Okay, we are going to rebet on a loss. That was a full whack. So we go up on both of these bets, only going up by 1. Spin number 2, and let's see what we get here. And we get a 24 black. 24 black is going to be another full whack. All right. Up 1 unit on both bets because it was a whack on both of the bets, right? We didn't hit one of them. All right, spin again. Spin number 3. Down $8. All right, 16 red came up. Okay, so I will go over this at the end of the video, but I tend to see this happen. I see the same dozens repeat often. The same last 2 dozens to hit repeat often. So that's one of my modifications and tweaks I will talk about at the end of the video. But since we got another full whack, right? So we got 1, 2, 3. That's 3 full whacks in a row. This is going to be spin number 4, and we increase only by 1 unit. So let's spin again, see what we could get here. We got to get a hit soon. But again, this roulette app likes to throw some crazy spins at us. And we got a hit right there. Beautiful. That's a $3 win coming back to us. So now what we do is we're going to go backwards. Remember, we use D. Allenbert for this. It's a ladder going up 1 on losses, and on a win, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going back 3. And then this one didn't hit, so we're going to go up by 1 unit. And that center doesn't hit again, so we're going to rebet. We go up 1 on both of the bets. There's another full whack. And finally got a hit on the third dozen. That's $12 coming back. We're going to repeat this bet, add 1 unit here because that's the bet that missed. The bet that hit, we're going back 3. 1, 2, 3. Oops, let me go ahead and add another one. I took off 1 too many. Spin again. So this was designed to be low volatility. So keep that in mind. All right, so $5 coming back to us. We are going to drop this one back 1, 2, 3. Now our base bet is down to 1 on the third dozen. The one that missed again was the first dozen, so we go up 1 unit. We have not been in session profit yet. We had a rough start. I like when these happen during testing, not during live play, but during testing. I don't mind when this happens because it highlights, does it have the recovery power to come back and get you back into a session profit? All right, we got another full whack with a 24 black. So again, both bets go up on full whacks. All right, so that bet right there hit. So what we're going to do is this one missed. We go up 1 unit and we peel off 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we essentially recovered on this third dozen. So we couldn't go back all the way 3. So he says when this occurs, go ahead and switch the bet over and start from base, that $1 unit on the uncovered dozen. Okay, so let's go ahead and spin again. This is spin number 10, and we are still in the minus. We have not touched a session profit yet. And we got a hit on that second dozen. So what we're going to do is this one goes up 1 unit. And then, of course, this one drops off. So we're going to switch it back over here. Very easy to follow. Once you get the hang of it, you just got to play around with it. All right, we finally hit that first dozen. $13 coming back to us. We are in a session profit. So if you want to be ultra conservative with this one, you could reset in any session profit. I'm going to play it on all the way through the way that he initially designed it. So essentially, we're going to take off 3, right? Because we got a hit. There's 2, 3. So now we're at a $4 bet. Oh, I took 1 too many off. So we're at a $4 bet on the 1 through 12. And then this one missed, so this one goes up 1 unit. We're just going to continue this cycle as each dozen recovers. And look at that. We got a 10 black, so 2 hits in a row. Let's check. We are in a new session profit of $7. Okay, so let's go ahead and rebet. This one missed, so we're going to add 1 right there. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We haven't quite fully recovered yet. So we're going to go ahead and spin again. All right, we got a 36 red. 36 red is going to be a $5 return. We're going to repeat the bet. We're going to add 1 on that first dozen because it missed. And we're going to peel back 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we recovered that dozen. So now we go on the uncovered dozen. We are up to $12. $12 in session profit. And we get an 8 black. That's a good one. That's $3 coming back. We're going to simply repeat the bet. The one that didn't hit goes up 1 unit. The one that just hit, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we essentially recovered this entire dozen. So now we're going to switch the bets. So very similar to how a Kentucky White plays with his moving corners, but instead this is moving and shifting these dozens around as well. But you have high coverage with this. Your base bet will always be 24 numbers. So in theory, it's always theory, but in theory, you should be winning more times than not, right? So let's go ahead and spin again and see what we get. We are in a new session profit of 15 bucks. Again, we're shooting for a $50 profit, looking for those low hanging fruit. That's going to be a push. We're going to repeat the bet. Second dozen was a miss. We're going to go up 1 unit and we're going to shift this one over. Not right there, right here. All right, let's spin again, see what we get. We're at $15 in session profit and we are in spin 15. 16 red comes in. There's a nice $5 return. We're going to repeat the bet. Again, same deal. 1 unit on the one that missed. The one that hit goes back 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so since you took all of your bets off, we find a new home and we shift it over to the uncovered dozen. Very easy, very simple to follow, and it seems to have a low volatility. So we are in a new session profit of $20 and we got a 0. So we're going to repeat the bet. That's a full whack. Full whacks, we go up 1 unit on both bets. I have a modification I'll talk about at the end of the video on the full whacks too. I think that could be another slight adjustment. Back-to-back full whacks. Okay, so we're going to simply repeat this bet, up 1 unit, and we spin again. All right, let's see what we get here, and look at that. Back to back. Okay, so minus that 0, it's hit that third dozen 3 times in the last 4 spins. Another full whack, just go up by 1 unit. So this does seem to keep your bets low and you're not really aggressively chasing losses. All right, we got a hit right there. 27 red came in. The one that missed, we just simply add a unit. And on the one that hit, 1, 2, 3. We haven't fully recovered on that dozen yet. So we're at a $1 bet. Total bet on the board is $7. This is spin number 20. And let's see what we get here. Keep in mind, our session high was at 20. So right now it's kind of teetering up and down, but let's see if we can make 50 bucks out of this. All right, got another hit right there on that third dozen. We're going to peel that one off, find another home, and add a unit on that first dozen. So that first dozen has not hit in a while. So that one's going to need a hit soon. Hopefully we get it here. And we did not. That third dozen hit again. We get a 28 black. That's going to be another miss. That's a full whack. So we're going to repeat the bet. We're going to go up 1 unit on both of the bets. All right, we finally got a hit on that first dozen. We're going to repeat the bet. The one that missed goes up a unit. And we peel back 1, 2, 3. Now that first dozen's at a $5 bet. Total bet on the board right now is $8. A massive $8. Okay, back-to-back hits on that first dozen. That's going to help us out. That's $7 coming back. We're going to simply repeat the bet. $1 up on that second dozen and peel back 1, 2, 3. Now we got a $2 bet. Let's see if we get another hit on that first dozen. We're at $17 in profit. This is spin number 25. And we get a 23 red. There is $6 coming back to us. We're going to simply rebet. Peel off 1, 2, 3. Add 1 unit on the dozen that missed, and we spin. New session profits at 23 bucks. So a bunch of bad spins on this session. It seems like it's very streaky. I'll talk about that at the end. But right there, we got a partial miss. So that's not a full whack. Sometimes it happens like that, where you get that 1 dozen will act like a hedge bet because these are running independent progressions, right? They're running separate progressions. So add 1 on the one that missed. That second dozen, we recover that completely. So we're going to find another bet to place on the uncovered dozen. All right, and we spin. All right, so we got another, I would call it a hedge bet. at this point because it wasn't a full win. So we are going to peel this one off, find another home. We're going to slide it over here and then up a unit on the one that's missed. So that first dozen has been missing quite a bit on this session. And we get 22 black. Again, partial loss. We're going to simply rebet. We're going to peel that off. We're going to shift this one back over. And we are at a $6 bet on that first dozen. Let's see if we could get a hit over there soon. And we do not. We got, I think that's our third zero on the test. So both lost. So both go up 1 unit. This is going to be spin number 30. And we get a 13 black. That's back-to-back full wax. Let me close this out. We're going to go ahead and go up 1 unit on each of the bets. And 33 black comes in, and that's going to be a partial loss. Nothing too big. Let's go ahead and peel that one back. 1, 2, 3. So we went ahead and recovered this dozen. And we're going to switch over to this uncovered dozen. And again, this one goes up. Now we're at a $9 bet. So we have not got a hit on that first dozen for quite a long time. 29 black comes in. 29 black's a full loss. So we're going to repeat the bet. We're going to go up 1 unit. Spin again. A lot of repeating dozens on this session. All right, so another full whack. We're going up 1 unit a piece, $14. So even after this long stretch of losing spins, we're still only at a $14 total bet. All right, we got another partial miss right there. We're going to simply rebet. We're going to peel back 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we recovered that dozen. We're going to switch over to the uncovered dozen. And again, this one missed again, so we go up 1 unit. And I believe this is the lowest we've dipped so far into our bankroll is minus $28. Again, we set a bankroll up for $100. Okay, so another full whack. Not very good luck with this one so far, but again, that's why we test before we invest. We just hit a minus $41. And we are on spin 35. And we finally, look at that. You cannot even see on the board when the last time a first dozen hit came up. Okay. So we're going to repeat the bet. We're going to go ahead and add a unit on the one that missed. And we're going to peel back 3. 1, 2, 3. And we spin again. And we get a 22 black. 22 black's going to be a full whack. We're going to simply rebet. Both bets go up 1 unit. All right, so another full whack. A lot of full whacks. Look, we got 24 numbers covered. We seem to be hitting that empty dozen quite a bit, or the zeros quite a bit. Again, you guys have your feelings on this app. Specifically, some people don't think it matters, but I think it does some squirrely things sometimes. Okay, with that being said, oops, let me back that up. We go 1 unit right there. We peel back 3. 1, 2, 3. And we spin again. So let's see if it will come back. And again, 13 black comes up. Another full whack. 1, 2. Spin again. $17 total bet. We are at our lowest we've been at minus 41. 32 red comes in. 32 red is a hit. We're going to repeat the bet. Up 1 over here on this first dozen again. And then we're going to peel back 3. 1, 2, 3. And let's see if it starts chopping in our favor. All right, 27. That's another hit right there. That's a partial loss because the bets are offset right now. So let's repeat the bet. We're going to peel back 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're at $1 unit there, and we're going to add $1 on the dozen yet again. finally got a 3 red. That's in the first dozen. That's 23 bucks coming back to us. We're going to go ahead and add a unit on that third dozen, and we're going to peel back 1, 2, 3 on that first dozen. Let's spin again. Let's see if we could get a couple back-to-back hits on that first dozen. Would be nice. And 25 comes in. That's going to be a partial miss. And we peel back 1, 2, 3. So that one fully recovered. So we go on the empty dozen and add another unit on that first dozen. So the idea is once you fully recover all of these dozens, then you will be in a session profit. You would make up your losses. And we got another 0 yet again. We're going to repeat the bet. Both lost. Both go up 1 unit. So just about the worst spins that could possibly come out. And we finally got another hit right there. Let's repeat the bet. Go up 1 unit on the second dozen. And down 3. All right. So after all this losing, we are still only minus 13. So we haven't really used much bankroll. We've been teetering back and forth. But again, this is something that we want to highlight. This has a very low volatility. So this is going to require some patience to play. 18 red comes up. We're going to back it up 3. So we're going to find another home for that bet. And again, we go up on that first dozen. And there's another repeater, and there's another full whack. Full whacks, we are going up 1 unit each bet. This is definitely a grinder, okay? So if you don't like to risk a lot of money, you might like this one. But you got to understand you're going to need some patience with this one. All right, third dozen miss, so we go up 1 unit there, and we peel back 3. 1, 2, 3. We're at a $7 bet on that first dozen, and we are near break even again. So let's see if we could get on a nice streak. We need a nice streak to get back into session profit, and we got another full whack. Okay, up 1 unit on both bets. This is spin 45. I'm trying to make 50 bucks. It's either going to be 50 bucks or bust. I'm going to play this one all the way through. So we are going to repeat the bet. We're going to go ahead and peel off 1, 2, 3. And we add a unit over here on that first dozen. Okay, that's a good one. We got an A4 black, $17 coming back to us. Beautiful. We'll take it up 1 unit on that third dozen and peel back 3. 1, 2, 3. $8 total bet. I think the highest bet amount we got up to was, I think, $17 or $18. So not super huge bets. We are back to break even. 32 red came up. That's going to be a loss, a partial loss. 1, 2, 3. So that one recovered. We switch it, and then we add a unit on that first dozen. All right, so we got a hit right there, but it's a partial miss. We're going to peel this one off, find another home for this bet, add 1 on that first dozen. So this does seem like it could build you quite a bit of comp credits in the casino as well. So keep that in mind. This might be great for a comp builder. And we got a hit right there, but again, partial loss. So we're going to peel this one back, shift it over to an empty dozen, go up another unit on that first dozen. And we get a 3 red. 3 red's going to be a hit. $17 coming back to us. We are going to go put a unit right here on the one that missed. And we peel back 1, 2, 3. $8 total bet. We are finally back into profit. $4. And we get a 36. We cannot string wins together on this session. Very bad spins coming out for us today. Both miss. That's a full whack. Both go up 1 unit. And there is another 27 red. Another 27 red is going to be a miss. We'll repeat the bet, and we are going up 1 unit again on both bets. And we are on spin 50. What is that? 16 red comes in. That's going to be a push. Repeat the bet. Peel back 3. 1, 2, 3. Add another unit on that first dozen. And we just keep teetering up and down with this one. But on the bright side, we are building a ton of comp credit. So if you have a player's card, you're definitely going to. It's not about how much you win. It's not about how much you lose. It's how much you wager. Okay, so you are building comp credit with this one. That is for sure. So we add a unit on the one that missed. 1, 2, 3. And then we back that one up 3 units. Again, very easy to follow. Up 1 unit on a win, down 3 units. And 20 black comes in. 20 black is going to be a partial miss. Repeat. We're going to go ahead and peel this one back, find a new home for it, and another unit on the one that just missed. $8 total bet. And another 0 comes up. Okay, so this is playing out very, very rough for us today. Both go up again since that's a full whack. All right, 32 red is going to be a partial miss. 1, 2. Let's switch the bets again. Add another unit on that first dozen. And again, this leans into one of my modifications. I like to follow the hot dozens. I just find that to be streaking more often than not. Trying to get through this session, it is also testing my patience. All right, so we got a hit right there. Go ahead and put another unit on that first 12. And let's see if we could get a string. I mean, at least a couple. I think we need 3 to recover that first dozen. All right, so we won right there. So we're going to switch that bet again. Slide it over here, add another unit there, and spin. All right, $21 coming back to us. Very good. Let's go ahead and peel back 1, 2, 3. Add another unit here. And we are currently -5. And back-to-back hits. Beautiful. Let's check stats. We are finally in a $9 session profit. We're going to repeat this bet, add a unit here. 1, 2, 3. All right. We've been missing that first dozen quite a bit. I think it's past due for it to hit. All right. 33 comes up. That's another whack. That's going to set us back again. 1, 2. So it is a very slow progression, very safe, conservative way to play. You're going to need some patience playing this. But you could see we really don't go too deep into the bankroll. And along the way, we are building our 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh, I screw that up. Hold on. Add that on. Add another one. Okay. We are building comp credit. So a session like this, if you're teetering this much and it keeps missing, it might be better just to call it a day and come back another day. All right, so 25 red comes in, another full whack. Both go up. And I'm losing track of the spin count, but I think we're right around 60, and we get a 3 red. That's a good hit. 14 coming back. Repeat the bet. Add one there. Peel back 1, 2, 3. Come on, let's get another low number. And 35 black is another full whack. Repeat. Boom, boom. This what I got written down right here is spin 59. So this is definitely pushing the original survival test of 90 spins. And another full whack goes right there. 1, 2 on both bets. Go up by 1 unit. All right, spin number 60. All right, $9 coming back. We're going to repeat the bet. Add a unit there. Take off 1, 2, 3. I really want that first dozen to recover so we can move it around. 15 black comes in. That's another good $8 return. We're going to repeat the bet, add a unit here. 1, 2, 3. All right, $8 in profit. So I'm going to either stop at the full survival test at 90 spins or at 50 bucks. I really don't want to make these videos too long. So we got another hit right there. That one goes back. 1, 2, 3. This one's almost fully recovered. We're only at a $2 bet right there. Second doesn't miss. We add a unit. We're back up 15 bucks. Finally, okay. So we're going to repeat the bet. And after all that time, we finally recovered this first dozen. Switch over to the third dozen. This one goes up 1 unit. Now the second dozen hasn't hit for a while. I think we're at a $5 bet on there. Okay, so we got a partial hit right there. We're gonna go ahead and peel that one off, slide it back to that first dozen. Second dozen goes up 1 unit. So ideally, the way that he has it laid out, if it shifts around and hits pretty even throughout all the dozens, is going to be your best friend the way this one's played. So we lost on this one. This goes up a unit, and then this one drops off and goes to the third dozen. And let's try to get some hits on that middle dozen. 33 blacks, another third dozen hit. So we're going to peel that one off, slide it down here, add another unit on that center dozen. All right, finally got middle dozen a hit. Repeat the bet, fix that, add a unit there. Peel back 1, 2, 3. And we spin again. We're at $18. Trying to get to 50 before the 90 spin mark, the full survival test. All right, there is a partial loss. We're going to repeat the bet. We're going to peel this one off. 1, 2. So we're going to have to find another home for that one. And we go up 1 unit. All right, 11 bucks coming back. So things are turning around. Hopefully that continues. We peel back 1, 2, 3. Add a unit on the one that missed. Now we finally got into a new session profit of $28. We are a little halfway there to our goal. 30 red comes in. $1 coming back. We'll take it. Repeat. And I think that one recovered. It sure did. So we're going to switch the bet to the empty dozen. And this center dozen goes up another unit. We're at $29 in profit. And that is a 34 red. That's going to be a full whack. Full whacks. Both bets go up. You guys already know. And this is spin number 70. And we got 20 to go. And we get a 1 red. So now a bunch of first dozens are hitting. Okay, we're going to repeat the bet. We're going to slide that bet 1, 2. Okay, so that one recovered. We're going to slide it over to the third. Add another unit on that center dozen. Let's see if we could get a couple back-to-back hits on that center dozen to push us into a new session profit. And there's one right there with a 13 black, $11 coming back to us. So we're going to go 1 unit here. We're going to drop back 1, 2, 3 and spin again. So new session profits at $34. Spin 72. And we got another hit. My favorite number, 20 black. We're going to repeat the bet. 1 unit on that third 12, and we drop back 1, 2, 3. So fully recovered this dozen. Now we slide it over to that first dozen and spin. We're at a $4 total bet. Our new session profits at $38. And another green number comes up. We're going to repeat the bet. Both bets go up, and we spin again. And we get a 7 red. 7 red's going to be a push. It's a hit right there. So we are going to peel back that bet, slide it over here, add 1 here, and spin again. We're at spin 75. We have 15 spins to go. And 8 black comes up. That's another full whack. Repeat. Up 1. Spin again. All right, we finally hit that third dozen. $10 coming back to us. We're going to repeat the bet. Dollar here, peel back 1, 2, 3. And we are back to our session high at $38. It's going to be a 14 red. That's going to be a $3 return. We're going to repeat, add a unit, peel back 1, 2, 3, find another home. And new session profits at $41 is very exciting. We are almost at that $50 mark. I know it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, but we are slowly getting there. All right, so that one hit. So we're going to peel back 1, 2 off of that, find another home. This one goes up. And let's see if we could grab a win on that third dozen. Come on, third dozen. And we got it. 32 red comes in, and that's $9 coming back to us. We're at $48, guys. So let's go ahead and repeat the bet. Up here, down 3. 1, 2, 3. One more hit right here should reset us. This is spin number 80. So 10 more to go. 48's new session profits. And of course, we got another full whack. A lot of full whacks considering the coverage we have. Very unlikely, but again, roulette, this type of spins do occur. So you always want to test out these strategies before you run to the casino and try them out in real life with real money. All right, so we got a hit right there. Let's check stats. We're at 47. Repeat. We're going to peel back 1, 2, 3. That one's fully recovered. Slide it over here. Add one here and spin. We're at $47 in profit. And we get a 22 black. And that is a $7 hit. Let's check our stats right now. We finally hit our $50 profit goal, $54 in session profit, and that was on spin number 83. And the lowest we dipped into our bankroll was $41 in profit. So again, very, very rough spins today. But you can see this type of strategy now doesn't look great as far as the profit made. But what's key to highlight right here is it has a low volatility. It has a very low risk. You're not risking a ton of money to make a profit. And I actually really like the way that this test panned out because it showed how many whacks, full whacks that we got, how many zeros came up, and it was still able to not just recoup, but get back into a session profit and to meet our session goal of $50. Okay, I know that was a bit of a rough ride, but I did want to play it all the way through. And I just want to go over some of my final thoughts on this, and then I'll show the grade after this. So, because you are playing independent bet progressions, you can afford to stretch out that progression to play out as he designed it. Go up by 1 and down by 3. Because many times you're not getting a full whack. You're not getting a full loss. You'll get a partial loss because they're offset. Today's session was a little odd because we got quite a bit of full whacks considering we have 24 numbers coverage. We have a huge coverage on this. All right. Right. So you don't get a full whack that often. At least in theory, you shouldn't be getting full whacks that often because you have more numbers covered. Okay. So therefore giving you more time and more opportunity for the spins to finally swing back into your favor, our favor. Okay. And you've seen through that patience, that took a lot of patience, but it did finally swing back into our favor. Okay. So a couple of my adjustments, tweaks, or modifications, however you want to reference it. I think adjusting the ladder, going up 1 on a loss and maybe just dropping down 2 on a win might get you a faster recovery. But again, if you're going on long strings of losses or accumulate quite a bit of full whacks, your bets are going to get higher. So you may need to increase your bankroll amount. Okay, so keep that in mind. Or this is another thing, because this session encountered so many complete whacks, a good adjustment, I think, just off the top of my head, is on full whacks, maybe adjust both bets up by 2 units. That way it gives you a little bit more power on the, potentially hitting again to get you back into a session profit a little quicker. Just something to think about, guys. Also, based on my previous analysis, I've showed plenty in the past on dozens specifically. And I collect my own real spin casino data from the casinos that I play with, and I go into AI and I analyze patterns. I'm looking for patterns and I'm looking for unlikely patterns. Now, today, going back on this session, you've seen a ton of repeaters coming up. Now, through my data analysis in the past, I prefer to follow the last two to hit. That's my preference. I just see streaks happen following the hot sectors. So, with that being said, the way I naturally will play dozens is going to follow the most frequent, the last two to hit. That's how I prefer to play. And that's really because those two dozens, they tend to streak more often versus the one that's longest to hit, that uncovered dozen, the longest to hit dozen, for that to continually hit is rare to occur more than 4 to 5 times in a row. That's why I like to stick with following the hot dozens. Okay. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. If you guys have any adjustments, modifications, tweaks, let me know in the comments down below. I think this is very solid. Now, I know we were only using dollar units. This is low budget, low roller friendly. If you like the low volatility of this strategy, you can simply, if we were using $10 units, this would be $520. But then again, you would need a deeper bankroll because we did dip down minus 41 units. So that if we were using $10 as a unit size, that would be minus $410. So keep that in mind. But you can make and squeeze more profit out of this if you simply adjust your unit size. And there's a lot of casinos that won't even allow you to place dozen bets unless it hits a minimum of $10 or $15. So keep that in mind as well. But now let's go ahead and review the stats. All right, finally going over the survival test. This nearly made all 90 spins. I know it was a bit of a grinder. We went a total spin count of 83 spins, and profit per spin, not super great. Again, this is designed to be low risk, low volatility. So profit per spin came out to 65 cents. Now, profit high, we did finish at $54 in a session profit. We did dip down minus $41. Keep in mind, our bankroll was only $100. So very low budget, very low roller friendly. So the profit of the bankroll is 54%. That's pretty good if you ask me, for any strategy to get 50% of the total bankroll. The recovery grade, I think this recovery grade can possibly be an A. The only reason I grade it as a B is because it does take sometimes it took 3 and 4 wins on that dozen for it to recover and reset onto another dozen. But I feel like this run was kind of rough, and it felt like an outlier of a test run, to be quite honest with you. So I think that could potentially be an A on the recovery. But again, I'm just basing these results off of today's test. Okay, so risk reward ratio for every dollar that we risk, right? We're keeping the profit low in mind with this one. We went minus $41. So the risk reward ratio for every $1 that we risked, we made a profit of $1.32. And the final stat I have here, of course, this is going to be that risk reward percentage. This is basically highlighting how bumpy of a ride it is to get to your session profit goal. And it is at 75%. So it was a bit of a grind and it was a rough road. But at the end of the day, we did not risk much, right? We only dipped down minus $41. The bankroll for this at $100, I mean, how many strategies can you find out there that has a small bankroll of $100 and that could make this type of profit, right? So let me know. Again, that's going to wrap up today's video. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this one. I really like this one. It does seem super safe, super low risk, and I could see myself being more comfortable bumping up that unit size so I could make profit a little bit quicker. All right, but that's going to wrap up the video. And of course, guys, till next time, be cool, stay cool, peace.